There's my beautiful Spotify, as you can see. And as we're loading into the game, I'll just give this a second. I'm going to go ahead and take a minute to plug my website. I'm all over the different places in the interwebs now. I'm in Reddit, Facebook, Twitter, Google+, now Cloth5. Again, I'm so excited about that. And then of course, SFI world. So I wanted to create a central place where all that content is kind of collected, as well as create my own personal blog. And you can find it under my face right there at ianjbarker.weebly.com. The domain isn't great yet, but apparently you can buy domain names using what they call money and make it a little more understandable for people to watch. So I'm going to do that eventually. I'm going to purchase something with money, and it'll make my life a lot better. At least that's what I keep being told. So taking a look at the lineups, on the blue side, we've got Warwick, played by Macade Stars, Lux, played by Welcome Home, Dragon Fist Lee Sin, played by Mon Kiwi, Amumu by Dis the Caliber, and Buccaneer Tristana, played by Flare Zax. Over on the purple side, we've got Warren King's Jarvan, played by Papu Shuan, Carl Sagan, IRL Carl Sagan, played by Zed, Nidalee on that, or Nidalee on JRich96, Banana Clip on Varus, and Knawaga playing Fiddlesticks. You know him, you love him. Let's watch him play some League of Legends. So we're just gonna rearrange things here a little bit, put Jarvan in the jungle. And just taking a look at the compositions as they stand, I have a good feeling about, in particular, the blue side, because of the fact that with that Amumu in the jungle, the Lee Sin up there in the top, the Warwick, where is that Warwick playing? Amumu is actually playing support. You know, I don't actually have a good feeling about either of these compositions, because nobody's ever seen anything like this in the history of man. Let's go ahead and put Lee Sin up top. Warwick is in the jungle with that Smite, and Lux goes in the middle. So taking a look at the two team compositions, I mean, we have the suppression out of Warwick. That's going to be helpful. We got the lockdown out of Lux. We've got the kickback by Lee Sin, and the Amumu ult, which is always useful, whether he's a support or not. And we've got Tristana, who can get in there and do some damage. My only problem is, while they got a lot of lockdown, I don't see a lot of burst damage except for that Lux. The top lane Lee Sin is going to be useful in terms of giving them some versatility, but ultimately I think the combination of a Warwick and an Amumu is going to come back to bite them, simply because it's lockdown, but it's not extra damage that they're going to need to take down the burst champions of people like Zed, Nidalee, Varus, and then even Fiddlesticks can lend his ult, and nobody's going to complain about that. So I'm going to give the edge to the purple team just prematurely, and it looks like 6.1k to 4.9k is the gold. And coming in here for a third kill, 3 kills up to 0 if this goes down. And will they go in? They're going to get the lock. Carl Sagan taking so much damage, he will actually go down. Good job, Nidalee, to actually stop that. And even out the gold a little bit more. It's 1-2 and about 4 minutes and 25 seconds into the game. Let's take a look at how things are going to progress from here. So the question becomes, okay, so how do you play a composition like this? How do you play a game, a composition that has a single target focused jungler instead of a strong initiator? Apparently you make up for it with a support that has the ability to get in there and put down the Amumu ult. My only question is, how does that Amumu scale into the late game? If he doesn't get the jungle camps to build tanky, if he doesn't get the ability to become his full tankiness, he still provides that utility, which is good. It's something that someone like a Sona provides with the crescendo, with some lockdown that nobody's going to complain about. But ultimately, what kind of effect is this going to have on the late game composition? Because I'm just seeing more of a complete team fight out of the purple team. We'll have to see how that works out. Taking a look at the CS difference, we got about a 7-6 CS lead for Varus. Not a huge one, but those small differences in the early game do tend to balloon out of control. An 11 CS lead for Lux against the Zed. She's actually doing quite well in this mid lane. Nidalee actually playing, what position is she playing? Actually, that is a jungle Zed. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the first cast of the night. I am drinking 8-bit ale, for those of you who can see the can. So you're going to see 8-bit ale. It's got Pac-Man on it. Actually, the way you see it, it's Tib-8 ale, but either way, it's delicious. We're just getting warmed up into things. Gonna have some fun. So the one thing I've seen a lot in the queue lately is a lot of how do I put this? Questionable decisions with supports. We'll say people are starting to challenge the current meta, at least in the bronze leagues where I hone my skills. And they're starting to go with supports that are a little more aggressive. They're trying to put down that early damage and almost make the support a carry in themselves. But here we see Mon Kiwi running away for his life. The potions are going off. The Q's going to get him out after he saves guard. But then the golem just putting him in his place. Jarvan able to get that kill. But anyway, we're seeing supports that are able to kind of develop into offensive weapons of their own if they're able to get the kills. The problem, I was thinking about this a little bit, but hold that thought. Discaliber gets the bandage in. Banana Clip might be in a little bit of trouble. He's getting a lot of damage down from that Buccaneer Tristana, but he will be able to make it out as Nawaga wards them away. But anyway, developing the offensive weapon in the support, it's a questionable decision in my mind, simply because I see that if the early game aggressive support doesn't pan out, suddenly you've got two characters that lack the utility to make a difference in team fights. Here comes in the Tantrum, actually going down onto Fiddlesticks, doing what damage she can, but suddenly Flare's X fail flash into the wall, gets taken down by Banana Clip, and Banana Clip is not done yet. He's going to continue to put down the damage, and Dis the Caliber just simply has no escape mechanisms at this time, just auto-attacking him, does his taking his payoff. There goes the hail of arrows, and there's one more attack, and finally Banana Clip gets the kill on a Dis the Caliber, and there we're seeing the problem. If you're up 5-2, the other team's aggressive support simply doesn't matter anymore, because your support has the utility to make a difference in the team fights. Although, hold that thought, Warwick coming down does get feared away, feared out of the ultimate. A great play from them, and here comes the turret damage, just able to pick him away little by little and keep them alive. So anyway, what does the utility bring to the table is the real question. What does it bring to the table, and why do you pick it instead of, for example, let's say an Amumu? Okay, what the support brings to the table is really dedicated peel. It's the opportunity to use a combination of healing, crowd control, disable, stuns. It's really a complete Swiss Army knife package. It's an important piece of the puzzle. Now, if you've got a member of your team that only does damage, that damage is welcome in the early game. But as we can see, it's not panning out for them right now, and already the purple team is mounted an almost 2k gold lead, which is going to be useful for them, because I hear money's pretty cool. Baj Fushan just putting down a little bit of damage on the Lee Sin up here in the top lane. We'll go ahead and take a look at completed items. Nothing really special completed yet. We've got that Fiendish Codex in the middle for Lux. Jarvan actually... Who is in that middle lane? There we go. It's Nidalee. Nidalee trying to build a little bit defensive, because as a CS lead builds, and with the AoE, the W out of Lux, I think that she's going to have an even easier time harassing this lane, as long as she can dodge those skill shots. And there goes the shield out, as well as the lock, going to put on another one of those Lucent Singularities, going to put more damage on Nidalee. And we can see, even with the Negatron Cloak, Nidalee's taking a lot of damage from this Lux in the mid lane. Max Stars is going to miss his opportunity, but as she comes into the bush, she's going to see the wolf, and there he is, the big bad wolf, taking her down. There's the swipe, there's the flash. Is she going to be able to get away? And they're just barely dodging the Finale's Fuke, and I refuse to call it anything else. But here comes Zed into the jungle. He's going to put damage down onto Warwick. Warwick trying to chase, but Lee Sin does safeguard in, does manage to use the kick and take her down. Now that Carl Sagan's stuck, he's in a lot of trouble. Puts the ultimate down onto Lee Sin, kicks across the wall, and the ignite. Will it tick down? Will it be enough? Yes, it will. Lee Sin with the double kill. A great play from them. The blue team showing that the versatility of this Lee Sin top lane is not to be ignored, regardless of what a terrible support they chose. Taking a look back at this bot lane, Dis the Caliber still getting harassed. He just has really no retaliation. His bandage is his best ability to go in there, but without the tanky items that he needs to be able to get in and put down the ult. I mean, the ultimate will lock him up for a second, but without the ability to jump in, get off the tantrum, put out the despair, and really put down some damage over time, really all he has is the bandage and the ultimate. Curse of the Sad Mummy. So we'll see how that works out for them. My question is always, and the reason I love watching League of Legends is because we've barely scratched the surface of this game. I mean, here's the thing about Dota 2. Dota's been around forever. It's an elegant and spectacular, well-made game, but it's had a lot of time to develop. And that's not something I'm taking away from it by any means. I'm saying that it's a game that's developed in a way that League of Legends is developing. Frankly, when I saw the aggressive supports, the kind of AP supports people like Orianna and Nidalee, I was really excited about it because, frankly, sometimes it does work. Sometimes that early aggression does work. It provides a lot of utility in the early game that builds into damage in the late game, but it's like Blue Ezreal. You have to be ahead to use it. That bandage toss grabbed a rather large hitbox onto Varus, but he will walk away safely. But like I was saying, there's an understanding in Dota 2 that things are nebulous, things are always changing, and it's that very change process that makes it such a dynamic game. And that's the coolest thing about watching League of Legends right now, is we're headed into Worlds. We're headed actually into the LCS tournaments, and then we're going to head into Worlds, and we have no idea what anyone is going to bring out, let alone the Koreans. And Dis the Caliber will pay with his life, but the Curse of the Sad Mummy does manage to get a kill onto Tristan, and never a bad place to put a kill. So for all we know, people are going to come out with a 5 support strategy and kill people. I doubt it. I'm just being optimistic. Forgive me for having fun with the game. My cat is most clearly having a heart attack because this game is so interesting. And who could blame her? League of Legends is a great thing. Dragon strike down on Elise, and just trying to put down a little bit of harassment damage. No noticeable difference in CS up here in the top lane. And the CS gap in the middle is actually closed quite a bit, especially as Nidalee is putting pressure onto this tower. She seems to be forcing her opponent out of lane a little bit as those spheres become a little more potent and she starts to land those skill shots a little bit more. Also using that Predator Tiger form, I don't know what you would call it in this skin, to keep the lane pushed and do some harassment damage. Warwick doing the best he can, I mean, to make his lane presence felt, but the fact is that without the knock-up initiation, I feel like ultimately all he really has is his ultimate unless your opponent is really slow and then he can kind of sniff him out. So I question the Warwick pick in general, but looks like it's 66 and only a 700 gold deficit. The blue team are making it work for him. 12 minutes and 43 seconds into the game, as I said earlier, 16.4k to 16.9k is the gold, 66 in kills. Any major completed items, we've already got that Bilgewater Cutlass done on both the AD carries. Looking to go into that Blade of the Rune King. Apparently nobody read the patch notes, although it won't be nerfed that much. I'm being a little melodramatic. I don't think it's going to be nerfed enough that it's going to be removed from the game, but the fact is, if I can kill 4 people at once in the early game with a Vein of the Blade of the Rune King, maybe it is time for a nerf. And there we go. Tristan, a buster shot actually going down. Puts the ward in the bush to be able to see, but the fear actually holds her in just for a second. The lockdown from Lux. And there was a bandage toss missing wide. A great flash from Fiddlesticks just to secure that lane. Now we can only assume that the blue team is going to push this lane, although with 4 gold players, or with a couple unranked players, we hope that they have the game knowledge to be able to make that call. I can't even say that. I'm a bronze player. I can't even make decisions like that. Take a look at the CS difference. Things are pretty much dead even. I hate to boil it down to that. I mean, with the turret going down up in the top lane, it looks, I'm sorry, actually in the mid lane, Lee Sin taking that mid turret down. We're finally seeing a little bit of a break in the action. We saw some early action, but now people are kind of settling into this pattern of farming. The question becomes, as we move into the mid game, how are these things going to work out? Actually, bandage tossing a minion. There goes the jump in. A little bit of a premature rocket jump from Tristana. Not bad. Just trying to get aggressive in this lane. They want to try to push the advantage and back them up so they can get a bit of a CS lead. Because again, with everything so as knotted up as it is, you just want to carve out some kind of advantage. But here comes the Crow Storm, and there's the Buster Shot back. Fiddlesticks being rendered absolutely impotent in this fight, which nobody wants to be called impotent. There goes the bandage toss. Actually does catch him. There goes the Curse of the Sad Mummy doing just enough damage to take him down. The peel continuing to come out from Flare's X, putting down what damage he can. There goes Carl Sagan, exploded by the Lucent Singularity. Not a bad job at all. And there they go. They get 2 kills for the 1, and they actually, the blue team takes a gold lead for the first time. Maybe I overestimated this composition from the purple team. My cat is literally having an aneurysm behind me. Absolutely, just like it. I think it was in her day planner today. What time is it? My phone is dead. At around 7:30, it's time to have an absolute panic attack. There goes the safeguard under the ward, trying to put down a little bit of slow, and there goes the ignite, actually. One more hit from Nidalee, and she's got the pursuit, and there it is, the flash forward in the attack. We'll get another kill on a Nidalee, and both of these AP carries in the middle are actually starting to get a little bit scary. Those Nidalee spears, never fun to deal with, but here comes Warwick. Does he have the ultimate? Does he have the ultimate? He does have the ultimate. Suppressed. There's the slash, there's the attack. He will not dive, unfortunately, so that's the problem. And here comes Lux, losing Singularity, zoning him away from the turret, puts the shield down into Warwick, but he flashes out of the way. The Finale Shuriken actually misses completely, but here comes the ultimate down from Zed. The barrier just barely winning that, but one more auto attack. There it is, the attack for Carl Sagan. Just as good at plotting the stars as he is at playing a ninja. This turret will of course fall to the purple team, and I'm enjoying this. I hope you're having as much fun as I am, because frankly, it's more fun to watch a brawl between a unique composition and a conventional composition than it is to watch an all-out murder because one team picks stupid heroes. For example, the Teemo support that my buddy picked in the in our bot lane the other day was not so much fun to play with. 16 minutes and 14 seconds into the game, we're seeing the objective pressure really ramping up for the purple team as they push this mid lane, taking down the turret as quickly as they can with 3 And I believe they will be able to get this. Losing Singularity's coming out, zoning them just a little bit. And there's the lock of the Finale. Few can actually catch his two. Carl's taking in a lot of trouble. And there he goes, dying to a tower shot. The attacks by Lee Sin, landing the Q. And he just wants to get a little bit more pursuit if he can. There's the rocket jump out of Tristana, putting down what damage they can. Papu Schwan will fall before he's able to jump to his sword. And there goes a Q. Q? I don't know Nidalee very well. There goes a spear out of Nidalee, putting a little bit of harassment damage down. Just saying, you can take my friends, but you can't take my land. Here comes Fiddlesticks in from the side, where we see the Crowstorm, the Fear, at the very least. There's the Crowstorm, jumping in. There's the Fear, holding him in place. Will J-Rich be able to get the damage down in time? Doing all the damage she can. There goes the shield and the knockback, the kickback, actually. There goes the flash backwards from Lee Sin, but the pursuit, the Finale's Finger, I'm sorry, not the Finale's Finger, the actual Lucid Prism, Lucid Singularity. Take a shot if you're playing at home. Actually, will finish off Nidalee at the end. And such incredible longevity, the unbelievable slipperiness of Lee Sin will finally fall to the Zed. So much burst damage. And the ultimate, I believe that was the ultimate. I've never seen the fair skin before. Actually does miss. And Lux is just left to run away. If she can get the lockup, that's one thing. But eventually he'll just throw out the attacks. And there it is. The auto attack actually will take him down. Her down. We're equal opportunity legends in the league of said legends. And there we go. Taking two quick turrets in return. Well, the attack goes down in the middle, but there we go. Turrets falling fast and fancy-free. We've got 3 turrets down on this map for each team. Mockstar is going to take a fall up in this top lane, just trying to duel. But the wolf will fall to the man with the giant spear. King of Demacia. Not above getting into the fray. And if I'm quoting that lore wrong, don't bother telling me because I don't care. 18 minutes and 30 seconds into the game, 13 to 12 kills in favor of the blue team. 28.4k gold to 28.9k gold. 3 turrets to 3 turrets. We are about as even as we get, ladies and gentlemen. Unless, of course, we are exactly evil, but even. But I'm not going to play semantics. Purple team taking the opportunity to get their buffs as the mat equilibrium evens out just a little bit. They'll push out their lanes and even things out. They're going to want every available tool in their chest as they go into this mid-game team fight. It's likely we'll start to see more group pressure, and at that point it's going to be much more important. We're going to see how these team compositions unfold. It'll be interesting to see, because now that Amumu has actually made it through that initial stage, now that they managed to get into the mid-game, this is where those aggressive supports, and oh my god, one spear takes out Welcome Home. Not long for this world, I guess. All the light in the world, couldn't see that coming. But now that Amumu has actually managed to weather the storm, suddenly the support becomes so much more valuable because it's just an extra piece of team fight. He can put up the lockdown damage while the AoE damage out of Lux comes in, leads into the pursuit, as well as the Warwick with the suppression to keep any ults from happening. We're going to have to see how this works out. Actually, the bandage toss miss. It's not much good if you don't land it. And suddenly, Jared's finding herself in a lot of trouble. There's her friends. And there goes the Amumu ultimate, just trying to save his life. Here comes Warwick, actually jumping into the Cataclysm, zones him out of the fight. The Crowstorm coming in and melting this blue team. Suddenly, things going very much in their favor. Zed actually does go down to the Q from Lee Sin. But ultimately, the spear missing. And it looks like this purple team will maintain their momentum as it is a 3-for-1. Now diving out of the tower. Discalibur without the armor elements to keep himself alive will fall. And so will his blue turret. But here comes Welcome Home, taking down Jarvan. Sorry, buddy. Catch in 32 seconds. There's continuing pressure coming down. It looks like the other 2 lanes are evened up, so this is a good position for the purple team to swiftly push an advantage, except they're not going to. Are they? They sticking around? Looks like they're just taking golems just for a moment, but they feel like Fiddlesticks is too low health to continue, but with only 2 seconds left on the move, it looks like the opportunity to take the other turret has gone by. It's unfortunate, but that's League. You gotta know when to hold them and know when to fold them. I believe Ja Rule said that. Taking a look at the completed items, we do have that Atma's Impaler. That's not an Atma's Impaler. That is Ravenous Hydra. I'm constantly forgetting the name of that item. My apologies. Ravenous Hydra done on both top laners, just looking to do whatever AoE damage they can, and suddenly Nidalee's caught in the middle. Now Ravenous Hydra doing work. Monkiwi trying to put down the ward to get some vision, but at this point Nidalee's already in the bush. She will get away, but that, as I said, that Ravenous Hydra doing so much work for these melee champions. It's going to be really important in these team fights. Spirit of Lizard Elder done on Zed. Blade of the Rune King actually already done on Warwick. He's looking to deal to duel in a big way. Nidalee got that Unthine's Unholy Grail as well as the Morellonomicon and Needlessly Large Rod, the Mashai's Soul Stealer for Lux. Done for them. It looks like she's going to be doing a lot more damage. Here goes the team fight in the middle, and it looks like Warwick will just get deleted from the map, and that's why I question that jungle pick. There goes the lock. The Caliber going to get taken down in the process. The red buff just doing so much burn damage on him, and suddenly the blue team found themselves 2 members down, getting caught in the middle and running back to their turret to defend. And there goes the Nidalee Spirit. Those things becoming so potent because as soon as you get below about a quarter health, good luck, because those things can absolutely delete somebody from the map. And now the split push is on. Zed, just a great pick no matter what. The Warwick pick may be good in a split push fight. I mean, because he does have some escape mechanism and the ability to... I don't know much about Warwick. I don't know anything about him because he's so rarely picked because it's such a bad pick. But now that they have Zed, but with Zed in their lineup and his ability to escape and kind of elude and then also duel, he's obviously going to push this split push, and it's already paying dividends as we see the lane pressure is heavily in favor of the purple team. Fiddlesticks just going back to ward off the split push from Tristana, but she's going to need to get back for the DPS just in case this team wants to engage. And there we go. E coming out of Warwick, going to see the person in the bush, and Welcome Home wants to make some moves, losing saying they're missing, but there we go. Half the health of Lux absolutely erased by J-Rich, and there goes another spear. Gonna have to see how this turns out. The blue team feels pretty confident in this. They've got a full health with Mumu. Tristana joining the fight, not anymore in the full health, about down to half. The safeguard just coming in a little bit too late to shield her, but she will lifesteal a little bit up. And suddenly, the purple team finding themselves in the back foot. They need to push down this, or the blue team needs to take this turret in order to equalize momentum just a little bit, but they actually do manage to catch out Jarvan. There's the kick in, but Lee Sin actually will not get that kill. Warwick taking a little bit of the tower shots, and now they're just trying to put down what damage they can. No home guard boots. I don't believe home guard boots out of Fiddlesticks will barely get them back to the front line in time. Not in time to save the tier 2 turret, but not enough time to save the inhibitor turret. So not much lost by the purple team, but it is getting the blue team back into the game, not only in terms of the gold. They're about 5k down, so it's not the picture's not pretty, but if you can equalize a little bit of lane pressure and maintain that map control, that's what gives you the opportunity to take objectives, get some ambushes into team fights, things of that nature, and actually work yourself back into the gold. Again, my cat having a freaking aneurysm. I'm pretty sure it's because his food bowl is empty, so I'll take a little bit of a break after this just to make sure that he is taken care of. Varus wants to duel his bottom lane. I don't even know if he knew Tristana was there, but he's doing so much damage. There's the buster shot from Tristana. Just realized that she can't handle this. The Infinity Edge done on Varus. Only a BF sword and Blade of the Rune King on Tristana. She's finding herself well behind simply because of that 4 kill differential. If we take a look at the gold, it looks like she is sitting about 1.4k behind. Not a good position to be in. I'll say that for sure. Caliber putting down the ultimate from the Nidalee. Spears don't give a F. Deleting Caliber from the map with 20 kills to 15 at 24 minutes and 29 seconds into the game. It looks like things are going extremely well for the purple team, who I rooted for all along. I mean, you know, I knew they were going to do it. I just didn't want to tell you guys. Spear catching Monkey with just the back of his karate gear. And there we go, one to the face. Not doing quite as much damage to Lee Sin, but it's still noticeable. And the purple team is in full siege down here. Papa Chan coming around from the back. And suddenly the lockup. There goes the Finale. Spearing deleting a lot of his health. And suddenly the blue team wants to chase. There goes the suppression. Going to take down Papa Chan. Not a bad place to be at all. And there goes the ultimate actually locking up much of the blue team. Ruining this counter engagement, frankly. A couple cleanses will save them, but so much damage out of Lux. Absolutely getting 60%, 66%. I was never very good at math. Erased from her health bar. And the counter engagement opportunity is gone. And there we go. A piercing arrow takes down Tristana. And now they want to siege up the turret. But here's the fight up in the top. Caliber getting feared out. Not much that he can do about that. And with Carl Sagan and Banana Clip's damage as well as Jay Rich's, they will come in and they will do something about this turret. Finally taking it down. And blue team are going to need some answers. Quickly losing map control. Quickly losing the ability to roam and do anything. The Mumu rolled down, but Caliber still able to make a difference in that fight. An important pickup for them just to stop this push, if anything. One kill will stop this push, at least for the time being, and give them a chance to breathe. By the way, guys, I'd just like to remind you, if you have any questions, comments, I watch League of Legends, I analyze it, I'm doing a Call on the Cloud 5, I pay attention to do as much as I possibly can, but if I miss something, if I miscall something, if I say something that isn't accurate, tell me. The entire idea is to get better at this, and I'm not going to get better unless people tell me how much I suck. Here we go. They do get the dragon. The Blue team actually steals the dragon. The banner shot's actually going on to Varus, and if they can take him down, that's going to be a big hit. The Blade of the Rune King coming out. Apparently that range nerf. I'm starting to see why that range nerf came in, because that was maximum range for that Blade of the Rune King. But here comes Carl Sagan. The banner shot's actually the ultimate just to secure the kill, but they also managed to grab Carl Sagan in the process. The Buster shot back. Flarix actually will survive. No, she will not. The ultimate from Zed finally detonates. And the damage from Nidalee just enough to take her down. Also, as long as we're talking, if you want to check out my website, ianjbarker.weebly.com, just looking at the video feed to make sure I'm pointing in the right place. Look at the website, ianjbarker.weebly.com. It's where I post all my content. I'll post links to my Cloth 5 articles. Lovely, lovely, lovely people there at Cloth 5. Extremely friendly, extremely talented. I'm so humbled to be given an option to write with them. It's really been great. Five turrets to 6, favoring the purple team. 43.5k to 46.5k, and actually that gold differential has tightened up just a little bit for the blue team. So there is hope in the darkness. 20 kills to 22 in favor of the purple team. 27 minutes and 48 seconds into our beautiful and glorious game of League of Legends. I know you love it. I know I love it. And I know my cat Mittens loves it. I'll go ahead and introduce Mittens just a little bit later. Revenant's Omen now done on Lee Sin. Looking across, we got the Sunfire Cape done on Jarvan. He's going to be able to get at people in that Cataclysm and just burn him down slowly on top of using that AoE from the Ravenous Hydra. That's a good team fight build, in my opinion. I don't know that I've seen that a lot, but I haven't paid attention to a lot of Jarvan builds, so it could be more common than I realized. Blade of the Rune King and Last Whisper, as well as the Spirit of the Lizard Elder onto Zed. Here comes the attack from Jarvan, and here we go. That's what I was talking about. Ravenous Hydra as well as the Sunfire Cape, and okay, I thought that was too good to be true. And just punching each other in the face. Papatron and Maka Stars just trying to do what they can to each other, but he will eventually attack. And here comes Zed trying to put down the burst damage. There goes the attack. It's so much damage on the Maka Stars. The Banner Shots barely misses, just dumping it into a crowd. There goes the kickback onto Jarvan. He actually does get cocked by the Amumu ultimate, and here comes the retaliation fight. Welcome home. Trying to get down the barrier and save herself, but not enough. The fact is, with these Infinity Edge, Last Whisper, and Blade of the Rune King onto Varus, he's just pumping out so much damage at this point, along with the Rabadon's Death Cap done onto Nidalee. They've reached their peak, and this is what I was talking about. The advantage of an aggressive support, at least in my humble opinion, is that it gives you an opportunity to push your team down before they can develop into a full-out team. But however, now what we see is we've got an Aegis of the Legion, a Doran's Shield, and Ninja Tabby onto Amumu, but that's not much compared to his usual 3k health, running in, just headbutting everybody, despairing all over the place. It's just not what we're used to seeing, and frankly I can't help but feel like a crescendo, or at the very least a monsoon to save the team, would give them the opportunity to lock down some of the pure damage dealers like this Varus, who's just doing the crap out of flares, and then we got the piercing arrow finishing off Tristana. I just feel like a crescendo would have seen those two, locked them up, and put them away for Christmas, just taking care of the problem entirely. But as it stands, the gold lead ballooning out to about 6k. The turret lead's still only 1, but it's just a matter of time when the purple team decides that they want to go. Here we see him pushing out the lanes. We've got Fiddlesticks pushing out this top lane, and Zed split pushing this bottom lane. And never the tween shall meet. Of course they'll meet. They're going to push down turrets. 30 minutes and 31 seconds into this game. We're looking at a pretty one-sided affair. So let's talk a little bit about what the blue team needs to do to get back into this. I say this a lot when a team gets down, but it's the truth. It's pretty much the primary way to get back into a game if you're the losing team. But they need to find pickoffs. They need to gain some map control. They need to keep their lanes pushed. They need to get some wards in the dang jungle. And they need to find some pickoffs. If they can grab a split pushing Zed, that's a victory. It's some shutdown gold, but they're not going to catch him this time. And the Buster shot back. Actually, will jump back in and they're just taking down Tristana in time. The E from Warwick revealing him, but it's not going to make a difference. But that's what I'm talking about. If you send 3 or 4 people down to that bottom lane to take out Zed, you get some shutdown gold. You get yourself a little bit back into this game. You get a kill on your AD carry, who's trying to equalize with the Varus. But the Varus is just miles ahead of Tristana right now. About 8 kills and 15 CS. 17. It's officially 17 CS. The fear on the Warwick. The Warwick, the shield from Lux, just trying to do what she can, but it's just not enough. The Phoenix Stinkin does come out. And there goes the Q onto finally taken down. And there goes the Curse of the Sad Mummy, holding them in place, but the damage dealers simply are not there for the blue team, taking them down. Discalibre will fall, and with an inhibitor down and 4 men down, it's now up to Tristana to man mode this home. But I gotta say, my hopes are not high. However, if you're a purple team fan, which I know some of you are, you're looking at a pretty good situation. Flares actually does manage to kill IRL Carl Sagan, and now Kunawaga just trying to do what damage she can. And I think Tristana actually will win this. The piercing arrow just barely not killing her. She's trying to man mode this, but the Nexus turret does go down. She defends. She defends. This is what I get for heckling people I don't know. This is what I get. Here comes Flare's X. She wants to do something about this. This is her chance. And there we go. The rocket jump in the suppression out of Warwick. And suddenly I'm eating my words as they hold on to a Nexus turret and manage to push away the purple dinosaurs to fight another day. And suddenly the blue team is saying, that's it, folks. Fully warded comeback, Baron. Let's effing do this. Let's make this happen. The purple team coming up in spades, though I don't think they're going to be able to get this. This is my favorite part of any game, is when you're losing and you say, guys, Baron makes us, like, invincible, right? Like, as long as we kill. No, don't worry about the wards. Don't worry about the wards. It doesn't matter if they can see what we're doing. We're going to go as a group and we're going to get Baron. And despite the fact that we haven't won a team fight in 20 minutes, we're going to win this one. And we're going to get the invincibility that Baron provides. And here we go, splitting him off. 4v2 over in this corner. Nidalee does get taken down, but at this point, very much in the driver's seat, the purple team. Quadra kill on his head. They want the penta. There's the fear. Penta kill for Zed. Absolutely fantastic work by him. Carl Sagan, man. Carl MF and Sagan to the rescue. I'm too starstruck to assume that this isn't Carl Sagan. It would be. I really wish that this was Carl Sagan. I really wish that this was Carl Sagan. I think Carl Sagan's. Yeah, no, I mean, I think is Carl Sagan dead? I think he's dead. I'm pretty sure. Anyway, I'll tell you what is dead. The blue team Nexus. Great job by the purple team. They managed to play it well. They made less mistakes. They built well. They CS well. They killed well. And most importantly, they killed the Nexus. Better than the blue team. 34 minutes, 19 seconds. 29-38 is the final kill score in favor of the purple team. 53.7k gold to 64.8k gold in favor of the purple team. And most importantly, a 1 Nexus lead for the purple team. And that's just what I was talking about. I like an aggressive support. I like somebody like a Trinivir support who can kind of take care of themselves and put down some harassment damage. Somebody like a support Lux or a support Orianna that can stand from afar and put down some damage from afar. But the problem with the Amumu support pick, and maybe it was just a mistake in the draft, I'm not really quite sure, is that you run out of weapons. If you can't build tanky, all you got is the bandage toss to get you into the middle. You can put down the Curse of the Sad Mummy, but the cooldown on that is long. And since you're putting so much of your potential team fight into that one ability, suddenly the fact that you don't have a tanky Amumu becomes a problem. There we see Varus, Nidalee, Jarvan, Fiddlesticks, and Zed working their magic. GG, ladies and gentlemen. GG.